Hey everybody, it's Tatiana with Back to Facts. I'm an award-winning journalist, and I'll just get right to the point. I stumbled on something while trying to download raw data from the Pennsylvania Open Data Portal, and there was a discrepancy between the number of records showing requests for mail-in ballots versus the ballots that were actually received in the state. And if you isolate the Philadelphia records, the discrepancy is very large. In fact, it's more than 200,000 ballots that were not requested. Now, this may be confusing for some, but if you look at the rules, they did change the rules during COVID to say you could request a ballot for any reason at all, but they didn't change the rules saying you didn't have to request a ballot. Now, I want you to see how I got the data, how I downloaded the records, how I sorted them, and then I want you to see on the screen how I contacted the Open Data Portal for comment, and I am waiting to hear back on that. So I really want to triple check these findings because basically they just don't make sense. Okay, so this is Open Data Pennsylvania, and the best way I can describe it is it seems to be run by, for lack of a better term, probably by nerds who are taking data from the various departments and repackaging it for the public according to whatever laws have been passed. We have similar situation in California. They have very good open data portal. Here we have a little disclaimer about birth dates saying if the birth date is an impossibly long time ago, that's usually for victims of domestic violence. So here we go. I'm about to download the whole data set, and I'm going to fast forward this because it took so long to download, and I want you to see it being downloaded but sped up so you can see just how big this file is that I downloaded. And as we are downloading, I will give you some nice hold music in the form of facts. So the discrepancy comes along when, if you look at the graphic that the Secretary of State made, it does not jive with this spreadsheet. The Secretary of State said there were more than 3 million ballots requested in Pennsylvania, and about 1.6 million returned. That means the people who voted. And then the Philadelphia County Commissioner's website also has an impossibly large number of ballots requested, in the neighborhood of 400,000 out of about 1.1 million registered voters in Philadelphia County. But here's the thing, the records I'm downloading right now show only about 97,000 registered voters requesting mail ballots. Wow, I sounded like Ben Shapiro there. So take a look at this graphic here. This is made by a guy named Michael McDonald in Florida. Something tells me he's not a member of the Doobie Brothers. He runs a site called Election Project, and he's been quoted by the Washington Post in their fact checks. And if you look at his Twitter feed, he is a bit cavalier. He said recently, "Oh, my debunkings are winding down now, and I'm pretty happy about it." Like he's been debunking all the claims of election fraud. But this is where the number of 400,000 ballots requested in Philadelphia comes from, which contradicts what I'm downloading right now, which you're about to see, and but it doesn't contradict the Philadelphia County Commissioner website, which you see here, and that's just an aggregate chart, of course, but the individual records, it's a mystery. And one more thing, if you look at the ballots cast at a polling place, there are 350,000. In 2016, there were over 600,000. Where did those votes go? What happened sure, a lot of people requested mail ballots, but according to the spreadsheet I'm about to download, only 97,000 people in Philadelphia County requested mail-in ballots, and that's up from 15,000 in 2016. So, to go up to 400,000 would be even bigger. There are many people in Philadelphia County with birth dates before 1920, which is all well and good. People in their hundreds now, they vote. But if you want to vote by mail, you have to fill out an extra form if you can't deliver it yourself. And I will put that form on here just as soon as I'm done scrolling through this massive document that I got off of the nerd open data portal. And finally, you'll see where I wrote to the owner of the data portal, the people who run it, who are in the state government, and asked them about the discrepancies I discovered. You will be able to see the message I sent. I haven't heard back yet. And I'm also going to share what I think is going on. I think that given the discrepancy between the actual records that you see scrolling right now and the ones that are in aggregate on the Philadelphia website, as well as this fellow in Florida, at the University of Florida, I think it's highly possible that uh, many Democrats voted for President Trump. I didn't mention this, but independents and non-affiliated, there were more people in Philadelphia who requested mail ballots than there were Republicans who requested it, and yet Trump actually got many more mailed ballot votes than there were ballots requested by Republicans. Therefore, it is not completely out of the realm of possibility that a lot of Democrats voted for Trump and obviously a lot of Republicans, so that there needed to be both machine changes as well as a lot of mail ballots to make up the difference. I just wish if somebody had been clerking for a judge who could have looked up this data, um, this would have been probable cause to absolutely hold a trial and examine the ballots. And now, why do we think now that they were telling the poll watchers that they couldn't come any closer? Indeed. Thanks for watching, everybody. So just keep calm and share complete facts, and I will see you on the other side.